Ever think about how much actually goes into making a bike wheel?
Yeah, like it seems simple enough at first glance.
But when you consider companies managing huge fleets of bikes,
Oh, yeah. Bike sharing programs, that sort of thing.
it gets pretty wild. Today, we're diving into a company that's found a pretty interesting way to deal with this challenge. It's called OnetiBike.
Okay, OnetiBike, what's their approach?
Well, the thing is, they're not just about selling parts.
Right.
They're selling a whole solution.
Interesting. What do you mean by a solution?
So picture this. You get a bike wheel delivered, and it's completely 100% ready to go.
Oh, wow. No assembly required. That's pretty neat.
No messing around with spokes, trying to get the tire on just right.
Or even dealing with the brake hubs?
Nope. OnetiBike handles it all.
I can see how that would be a game changer for companies, especially those dealing with huge numbers of bikes.
Exactly. It's all about efficiency, especially for bike sharing programs. And think about it. It's kind of like,
Oh, I know what you're going to say.
yeah,
It's like getting a meal kit, all prepped and ready to cook, instead of having to hunt down ingredients and figure out a complicated recipe.
you got it. And for a bike sharing company, that time saved is a big deal.
Absolutely. Saves money in the long run, too. And hey, didn't you mention something about quality?
Oh yeah, that's a huge part of their deal. OnetiBike is super focused on quality control, like really serious about it.
Okay, so what does that look like?
Well, they use top-notch components for one thing.
Makes sense.
But then, get this, they have a whole team dedicated to inspecting every single part that goes into these wheels.
Every part. Wow.
Spokes, tires, rims. They even check out those little bells people like to put on their handlebars.
Okay, now that's attention to detail. I guess for a company relying on those wheels day in and day out.
It's crucial. They need to know those wheels are durable and reliable. Every minute a bike is out of service because of a wonky wheel is a minute they're losing money.
That makes a lot of sense. Downtime is the enemy, especially in a business like that.
Yep. So having those pre-assembled wheels from OnetiBike, it helps to minimize that risk, you know?
I bet it streamlines things for the bike sharing companies too, right? Less to worry about on their end.
Totally. Plus, OnetiBike, they handle the shipping logistics as well. So it's kind of a complete package deal from factory to those bike fleets.
Pretty smart business model. I'm starting to see why you picked them for this deep dive.
It's just fascinating, isn't it? They're not just providing a product, they're stepping in as a partner, you know?
A partner? How so?
Well, by taking care of this one huge aspect of keeping those bikes on the road, they're letting bike sharing companies focus on their core business,
Right. Just
providing that smooth, enjoyable riding experience.
It's a win-win, really. The bike sharing companies get reliable wheels, they save time and money, and their customers get to enjoy their ride without worrying about breakdowns.
Exactly. It's like a chain reaction of good stuff.
And who knows? This pre-assembled approach, it could be a sign of things to come in the whole bike industry, you know?
You mean like beyond just wheels?
Yeah. Imagine a world where you walk into a bike shop, pick out your frame, and then choose from a whole selection of pre-assembled components.
Whoa. Pre-built handlebars, gear systems, the works. That's wild.
It would be a revolution. It could make things so much easier for people, especially those who aren't comfortable with the whole do-it-yourself assembly thing.
That's a really interesting thought. So next time you're cruising around on a bike share, take a second to think about those wheels.
They might seem simple,
But there's a whole lot of innovation and ingenuity going into keeping them rolling.
and companies like OnetiBike are leading the charge.
Thanks for joining us today for this deep dive.